Another Gainesville.com original video.
Well, the Tin Can Tourists were originally formed in 1919, and it was kind of a reaction to kind of a negative stereotype that had been placed on auto campers, that they were a shiftless lot, that they left trash wherever they camped. And so they formed a group that was going to overcome that stereotype by making sure clean camps were always present, that the entertainment was of the wholesome nature, and they formed in DeSoto Park in 1919, and then had a tremendous history and tremendous growth up through the 30s, and then things started to decline about 1938 as far as the membership got older. They weren't replacing it with new members, and by 1981-82 they were no longer in existence. My wife and I had been involved in the Vintage Airstream Club, and we were interested in the old trailers and everything. So what we did is we decided we'd renew the Tin Can Tourists as an all make and model vintage club, and we did that in 1998. The big thing about the group and the organization is we never, ever anticipated. We didn't look into the future and say, oh yeah, someday we'll have 1,000 members, and we started with 21 in 98, so we didn't anticipate any growth like that, but it's been great.
What I found to be true is you meet the nicest people RVing, and then you meet even nicer people with the vintage ones. For some reason, there's some kind of thing there that just, the type of person that does that just seems to be so friendly and nice, and it can't help but draw you to that arena of the vintage trailers.
I think they love them. You know, they like. It's not just a trailer; they just love it.
That's
and
the
they
people thing,
like
and
fixing them up and talking about them, and you know, they're just neat.
It's a good bunch of people to be around and be with. They're interesting. Everybody's got a story to tell, it seems like, and it's just an interesting, fun lifestyle.
When I grew up, there was like a 3-block neighborhood that I grew up in, and you knew all these people within that 3-block area. With this, it's more like that old neighborhood feel. You know, you'd be welcome into anybody's trailer to sit, you know, and we have our social hour at 4 o'clock, and it's a lot of fun that way.
I've always had trailers. I've had fifth wheels, I've had new trailers, I've had tow behinds, and like I say, I bought this thing on suggestion of a friend of mine. I wasn't going to own any more trailers. I'm done. And here I am.
I'm totally over ever owning real estate again. This is just the best. And I love staying in campgrounds. I like meeting the people. It's really interesting and it's never boring. I'm not responsible. It's like being a kid and running away to join the circus or something like that. You know, it's just us and my truck.
It's your home away from home. It's your home. You're not in a motel room. You don't know who slept in those beds. You know who slept in those beds in there. We slept in those beds in there. And it's just very personalized. And
if you want to go, you go. If you don't like where you at, go someplace else. Pick up and go.
You know, you don't know if you have tomorrow, so you really need to do everything you've ever wanted to do and not put things off.
When you're in your working career, everyone always says, you know, one day I'm going to buy a sailboat and just go sailing, or I'm just going to do something. And people say that. But most people never really actually pull that trigger and do it. The actual doing it and pulling the trigger and doing it is opens up your mind to, it slows you down. You smell the roses. And that's a really unique experience that I would hope that everyone can have, not to say they're going to have one day, they actually have it, because it really, really feels good.
If I were to win the lottery, I wouldn't move back in a house. I wouldn't even get a different trailer, I don't think. You know, I just like the old trailer. But if you got enough money to buy gasoline and get on the road and something to eat, you know, you can't get much more out of life than that.